Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of March 5th. You can probably hear it in my voice, I am a bit under the weather, but as per usual, we'll get started with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Fortified, Afflicted, and Raging. Again, that's Fortified, Afflicted, and Raging. Another bit of a tough week, especially, with the Afflicted, as we've talked about just a million times on this channel. Afflicted and Corporal are a little bit too heavily weighted compared to other fixes. So any week they come around, even though it's not that they're hard to deal with, they're just much more imposing than the other ones. So they feel really, really bad, in my opinion, and in many other people's opinions. So again, that's Fortified, Afflicted, and Raging. Let's go ahead and talk about what else is going on in the game. We'll try to keep this one a little bit short. As I said, I'm a bit under the weather here. We do have the Dark Moon Fair going on. Again, that's pets, mounts, prizes. Probably a rework to the Dark Moon Fair coming in the next expansion or so, which I'll be super hyped for if that's the case, or if it comes earlier. And we will cover that extensively here on this channel if and when that happens. So we do have that going on this week. We do have the World Quest bonus event as well. I always encourage people doing this one if you're just like an active WoW player. If you only sign on for your raids or for like 2 hours a week or whatever, then it's not that big of a deal, right? But if you're playing the game, pretty often anyways, this is definitely one that you should do. The only time it wasn't worth doing was in Shadowlands, really, where the World Quest took forever to do. But there's plenty of really easy, fast ones to do in Dragonflight. So it's pretty much always worth doing, in my opinion. So World Quest bonus event, we do later on in the week, at the very end of the week, have the Hearthstone 10th anniversary, where it'll be like some promotion, I'm sure, another Hearthstone toy, something like that in game. So that Hearthstone anniversary is coming up as well. And other than that, there's not a ton going on in the game this week. Last week we had the launch of the hardcore self-found mode. Not too much hype for that, from what I saw. People are still enjoying Season of Discovery, it seems like, but not a huge hype for that game mode that they put out with the self-found mode. I think a lot of the hype for the non-self-found mode was because like big streamers playing it and big content creators playing it and getting funneled all the gear and stuff like that. So it was kind of like an event thing, and the self-found mode takes a little bit away from that, in my opinion. So maybe that's why it doesn't have as much hype. Hopefully people are enjoying it. But yeah, that came out, a few days ago at this point. Again, no big news came out. World of Warcraft puts out their own This Week in WoW video, which I alluded to last week. They might have get the name from me, but that's okay. They let me, use their game to make stuff with. I could care less. But they actually didn't have like any big news coming for that, so we don't have any more clarity on 10.2.6. We don't have any new clarity on War Within Alpha, and so all those things are to be determined as of right now of making this video. On a personal note, my guild did get down Tindril Sage Swift. As I alluded to, it was not too much of a challenge because of the big health nerf to Tindril and the roots. Got that done in pretty quick order and moved on to Frack and had a very solid night of progression on Frack on our second night. And so we'll be, pedaling away at Frack, hopefully seeing ad intermission this coming week and working on getting that down, and eventually, in the coming week or weeks or whatever, getting to phase 3, or the final phase, whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely pumped about that and enjoying being on a new boss as well instead of being on Tindril, where we've been for so long. Just lots of pulls. I think it was like 400 something for our guild. Not very many after the nerf, but 400 or some before nerf. So before that big nerf. Yeah. Other than that, there isn't a ton of news. I'm not feeling very well. I'm not going to keep this video going any longer than it needs to be. As always, I am hoping for more news to come out throughout the week. And if it does, I will obviously report and update on that. But yeah, only other quick note is I did cover the Rep Paladin hero talents that came out last week. So you can check those out if you're one of the Rep Paladin viewers. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one, guys, because I can barely talk. So as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out a lot. And other than that, everybody have a good one.